Southern and Eastern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A border crossing between the U.S. and Canada is closed after a car exploded at a checkpoint near Niagara Falls, killing 2 people. That incident comes at a moment of heightened security the day before New York's Thanksgiving parade. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more.
Witnesses describe a fireball at this border crossing between the U.S. and Canada. A car exploded at a checkpoint at Rainbow Bridge near Niagara Falls.
The car was coming flying back here like over 100 miles an hour. We could hardly even see me. It was going that quick.
This witness saw the impact.
And then it looked like he hit the fence and this fire started. And then all of a sudden he went up in the air and then it was a ball of fire like 30, 40 feet high. I've never seen anything like it.
The border incident comes as New York law enforcement prepares for a major event, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Thousands of police officers will be positioned along the parade route.
Our heavy weapons teams, our blocker trucks, officers deployed throughout the route.
CBS News has reviewed a threat assessment for the parade, warning about the heightened threat environment due to the Israel-Hamas conflict. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
4 of the U.S.-Canada border crossings were closed after the explosion while authorities investigate that crash. 4 days of peace in the Middle East. That's what's been agreed to between Hamas and Israel to allow for the release of some 50 hostages and stop a constant war in the Gaza Strip. The White House says 3 Americans are among those they hope will be released. During the pause in fighting, a number of Israeli-held Palestinian prisoners are also expected to be released.
We still know that there's about 10 U.S. citizens who are unaccounted for. We know that there are 2 women and 1 toddler.
Expected to take place in batches during the 4 days of the ceasefire. Kirby says the hope is the ceasefire could be extended if Hamas agrees to release more hostages. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin gathered with his counterparts for a virtual meeting of the Ukraine Defense Contact Group earlier today. Austin spoke about his recent trip to Ukraine and Poland, including his meeting with the Ukrainian president and troops recently returning from the front lines. He praised the troops and says it was moving to see the resilience of the Ukrainian people.
Putin stands alone, but we stand together. And we will continue to support the forces of freedom in Ukraine.
Austin added bullies like Vladimir Putin not only invade neighbors and ignore their sovereignty, but move away from international rules-based order countries should abide by. 3 Texas judges are asking President Biden to stop a controversial border bill in their state. Senate Bill 4 was passed last week by the Texas legislature. It makes the illegal entry into Texas a state crime and gives judges the power to remove violators to Mexico. The bill gives local police officers the power to arrest violators, which Democratic lawmakers have warned could lead to the racial profiling of Latinos. The number of childless households is growing. In a report from the U.S. Census Bureau, households without children now stand at 43%. That is a 7% increase from 2012. Most of these families are known as DINKs, double income, no kids. That tracks with findings from Pew Research that show a growing number of people ages 18 to 49 are saying they never want kids.
Well, the forecast is less than ideal on this Wednesday. We are cloudy, also soggy in some areas, also chilly. Here's a live look at satellite and radar. You can see those clouds continue to hang tough. Also watching out for a few light sprinkles close to the Kentucky, also Virginia border. Zooming into Letcher County, also into Pike, Wise, Dickinson, Buchanan counties, also into Harlan County as well. Nothing too heavy, but a few light showers are possible as we go into this evening. But for most of us, we are drying out at this hour. Here's a live look from UVA Wise. You can see we are cloudy. That temperature down to 36 degrees. You can also see a few raindrops on the camera lens as a few spotty sprinkles are possible as we go into this evening. Those temperatures across the region are well below average. We are cold, down to 42 in Jackson, 39 for Clintwood, and 44 in Harlan, also Manchester at this hour. But some improvements are on the way as we go into your Thanksgiving, also into your Black Friday. But into this evening, more gloomy, also chilly weather is on the way. Those lows back in the middle to possibly lower 30s in some areas by tomorrow morning. But again, some improvements are looming. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thanks. Millions of Americans will be in the kitchen on Thanksgiving preparing a family feast. But safety experts say it's important to remember there is a major risk of fire this time of year. The chair of the U.S. Product Safety Commission says fires have caused millions of dollars in damages through the years. Many are due to deep frying turkeys, and incidents on the stove are also common. Every year there are about 1,600 kitchen fires on Thanksgiving, including grease fires. Now here is one way to put one out.
One of the ways is just come in from the side and smother it. If you don't turn off the heat though and you let it go, it's going to come back. But as soon as you put that over it, auction's off. Make sure you turn off the heat.
Experts say the best way to prevent fires is to keep anything flammable away from the burners and always have an eye on the stove. Well, you do not have to wait until Black Friday or Cyber Monday to get holiday steals. Many of the best price cuts retailers are offering are available right now. Some notable deals include Target selling a 70-inch smart TV for $300, slashed from $519. Target is also slashing the price of KitchenAid mixers from $450 to $249. Best Buy has a MacBook Air computer for $749, while Walmart has one of the cheapest 43-inch smart TVs we've seen at just $98. The NFL is offering a very busy lineup during the long holiday weekend with 3 games on Thanksgiving Day, a game on Black Friday, and for the first time ever, a full slate of matchups on Sunday. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell spoke exclusively with CBS Mornings host Nate Burleson about the state of the league and Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas, the first Super Bowl to ever take place in Nevada.
The challenge side of it comes, I think there are going to be a lot of people in Vegas, and there are going to be a lot of people there who aren't going to have tickets, but they're going to want to be part of that whole thrill, that whole weekend. And so we just have to make sure that we're doing all the right things to make sure that our fans come and have a great time.
Super Bowl 58 will be played February 11th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, and you can see it right here on WYMT. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, in a new LendingTree survey, more than half of credit card holders think processing fees should be illegal. We have tips on what you need to know before you swipe that credit card.
Plus, we stay dry for the holiday, but we are tracking that next rain chance later this week. Your forecast after this.